Here we are looking at chapter 12, lesson 3, classifying triangles. I'm going to jump right into it. Hopefully the video that I posted from YouTube was helpful. I'm going to give you just a couple more tips and tricks. I can't talk tonight. Tips and tricks to help you out if you need it. So, it says you can classify triangles using one or more attributes. An attribute is a characteristic of a figure like side measures and angle measures. So first we're going to look at sides and then we're going to look at angles and how we classify triangles. So example number 1, the Hammond family travels from Columbus, Ohio to Dallas, Texas, and then to Atlanta, Georgia before returning home. The distance of each flight is shown on the map. Find the number of congruent sides. So if you check out the picture here, we have 573 miles, 729 miles, and 924 miles. That makes up our triangle shape. Now remember, congruent means equal or the same. So it shows that they're 924, 573, and the last one was 729. All of those are different numbers, so they are not congruent at all. So there's 0 congruent sides. None of them are equal or the same length. So, looking at how we can classify them by side, there's 3 ways we're going to do it. We have Isosceles Triangle, Equilateral Triangle, and Scalene. The easy one to remember is Equilateral because it sounds a lot like equal. All the sides are going to be the same length. Scalene, I like to think of as they screwed up and didn't get even 2 sides to match, right? It's screwed up. All of the sides are different lengths, so they're not congruent at all. And finally, isosceles, at least 2 sides are congruent. So as in here, 3 inches and 3 inches, 2 of those sides are congruent. The other is just a little bit shorter. So again, equilateral, equal. Scalene is screwed up because they didn't get any of the sides to match. So the triangle on the map, since there are no sides that are congruent, is a scalene triangle. So that's based off of sides. Now we're going to jump into angles. So it says triangles from the sides of the Khafre, I think that's how you say it, Khafre pyramid in Egypt. Determine the number of acute, obtuse, or right angles in the triangle. So again, acute, we can think that they're cute because all of them are going to be small and less than 90 degrees. Okay, so they're all acute and smaller than 90 degrees. A right triangle usually is indicated by that little square in the corner to show that it is perfectly 90 degrees. So it is exactly 90 degrees, so it is a right angle. And then it has 2 acute angles. And then obtuse is 1 obtuse angle and 2 acute angles. So 2 angles that are smaller than 90 degrees and 1 angle that's larger. And again, to check if it's 90 degrees, I think you used this trick last year, but you can find anything that has a right angle naturally, like a sticky note or a ruler, anything that has a nice, or even another piece of paper, anything that has a nice square edge to it, and line it up. So if I have it going with the same line of my triangle and there's still a little more showing, I know that it's obtuse or greater than this 90-degree angle. So an easy trick to see if it's obtuse is to throw in something that already has a 90-degree angle in it. So looking at this one, I know that these angles are going to be all smaller than my 90 degree, right? If I'm trying to fit it in the corner, I know that my 90 degree goes beyond it, so they're all going to be acute angles. So there's 3 acute angles, and if they're all acute, none of them are bigger than 90 degrees. There's no obtuse ones. So how many angles of the triangle are right? Again, none of them are 90 degrees because they're all smaller than 90 degrees. They're all acute angles. Just a quick check with that. So 0. Since we have no right angles, we have no obtuse angles, and we have 3 acute angles, we are going to have an acute triangle. And that's based off of the angles. It also looks like it would be an equilateral triangle because those sides look pretty even, although the base might be a little bit bigger. So Yeah, that is based off the angle. So we'll try just a couple more. Classify the triangle based on its sides. So we have two sides that are the same and one side that is not. So we have two congruent sides, or equal. And the triangle, since not all three of them are equal, but if you go back, at least two of them are congruent, we have an isosceles triangle, because at least two sides are even. So we have an isosceles. I have to look at how to spell it. There is an SC. That's what I thought. Isosceles. And then here we have classify the triangle based on its angles. So again, you want to check and see if I line it up. That is going to be smaller than a 90-degree angle. This one is going to be, yep, still smaller. And this one is also smaller. So I have all acute angles. I don't have any right angles or obtuse angles, so it's just an acute triangle. We'll do one more. Actually, I think you get the point, hopefully, at this point. And yeah, good luck. Holler as usual if you need moi.